The Singapore Police Coast Guard has provided details about the unauthorized boarding of the Singapore-registered chemical tanker Basset on 28 February, following an initial statement from the Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore, which did not elaborate on the circumstances of the incident. MPA had announced on the day of the incident that Basset was boarded without authorization in the Singapore Strait at approximately 10 to 7 a.m., about 2 nautical miles outside Singapore's territorial waters. PCG was said to have been alerted at around 7 a.m., and officers boarded the vessel at 20 past 8 a.m. after it had entered Singapore's territorial waters. However, MPA did not provide information about the nature of the boarding or those responsible. Speaking to the Straits Times, Inspector Mohammed Rasidi Suryade of the PCG revealed that the tanker's crew reported 6 to 7 unidentified individuals had boarded the vessel before police arrived. By the time PCG officers reached the scene, the perpetrators had already fled. Upon boarding the Basset, officers found a 29-year-old Indian national lying on the main deck, bleeding from his right eye. Recognizing the severity of his injuries, Inspector Rasidi instructed 2 officers to remain with the crew member, while the rest of the team secured the vessel and searched for any remaining unauthorized individuals. Before searching for the perpetrators, PCG officers had to ensure all crew members were accounted for and rule out the possibility that a suspect was disguising themselves as part of the crew. Officers verified the passports and identities of more than 20 crew members, while a PCG patrol boat remained stationed beside the tanker. To assist with surveillance, Sergeant Mohammed Zakari Karudin and his colleague deployed the Seaborne Electro-Optics System, a camera system mounted on the PCG vessel. The SEOS, which has thermal imaging capabilities and a 360-degree view, allowed officers to monitor surrounding waters for any signs of movement. The crew members told us the perpetrators had already left the tanker, but we could not be certain until our officers had fully swept the area, said Sergeant Zakari. The officers conducted a full sweep of the vessel, which took about 2 hours. No unauthorized individuals were found on board. The injured crew member was later evacuated by the Singapore Civil Defence Force and transported to the National University Hospital, where he was treated and has since been discharged. Sergeant Zakari noted the unpredictability of such operations. Every time we enter a vessel, there will be a level of threat that cannot be ascertained from the get-go. If I open this door, what is behind it? We have to be quick, efficient, and the decisions made need to be spot on. Inspector Rasidi, who has over 20 years of experience, highlighted the challenges officers face in such situations. In cases such as these, we have to stay focused at all times. Fatigue will set in and dealing with anxiety can be tough. So, we need to count on our decision-making skills to ensure we deal with each dynamic situation as best as we can, he said. MPA has not classified the incident as piracy, but has assured that all crew members were accounted for and that there were no Singaporean nationals among them. It also stated that the incident had not affected navigation safety in the Singapore Strait. The Basset, a chemical tanker built in 2019, sails under the Singapore flag and is now in Australian waters.